Hello there, space wizards, plastic spacemen, and rebel princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and this is Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 9. Today we're going to be talking about the history of the Darksaber by talking about some of the Clone Wars episodes we recently rewatched. Joining me today is my little buddy, Mr. Trent Hoffman.
Hi.
And as returning special guest, Miss Ellie. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. We're going to get right into it. So the other week, first of all, we want to apologize. We had a little laptop issue. I didn't understand that my battery wasn't charging and the cord was bad. So we had to put that off, get the new battery, cord thingy bobber, and got that all fixed. And now we're back and better than ever. So that's great. So sorry that we're off for a week, but we're back. So here we go. We're going to get right into our main topic. So we watched 3 episodes the other week, and we watched a little bit about the Mandalorian culture. So first one was season 2, episode 12, and this was called the Mandalore plot. Okay, and so this originally aired on 2010 in January of 2010. So like almost 10 years ago. So here we go. So Obi-Wan arrives at Mandalore, and he gets to meet Duchess Satine. What did you think about him going to Mandalore, Trent? It's okay. Go ahead.
It was like I didn't know it was such a small planet.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting that they they went into a dome and then they went into it, and then Mandalore was actually like almost underneath the planet, you know?
It was underneath?
Yes. Remember, because they kind of flew in and the dome kind of opened and then they went in, and then as they went in, that's where like kind of Mandalore was at,
Daddy,
right? And then the trees.
You're not talking to me.
What did you think of the trees? Do you remember the little trees? They remind me of what, Ellie? Do you remember?
What trees?
They remind me of Minecraft, didn't they? They were like kind of cubic and stuff. They were interesting, right?
We used to play Minecraft. What tree?
Those trees in Mandalore when he was visiting the Duchess Satine. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
No, that's okay. So Obi-Wan shows her a hologram of a figure in Mandalorian armor, and she's like, what are they? Do you know what they are?
No.
You don't? Okay, so the Mandalores, even though they were warriors, now it's a big word called pacifists. And what does pacifist means? It means that they're just peacekeepers. Okay? So then basically Obi-Wan, they get she's trying to basically kind of discover what's going on with these Mandalorian people that are Death Watch. And where do we see Death Watch at? Who rescued the Mandalorian?
Darksaber.
What?
No.
Who rescued the Mandalorian when we get to see that in Chapter 9? Or Chapter 8? Was it Chapter 8?
I don't know.
Okay, it was Death Watch. They had that little, that little thing. Okay, so they had that little symbol on their Padawan. So what we did is then we're trying to learn a little bit more about the Darksaber, okay? And from this, Obi-Wan's trying to discover a plot. Yes.
I love that little mouse thing.
I know you do. That's great. So we find out that there's a bombing when the Duchess and Obi-Wan are talking. What happened? What happened to that guy? What was going on? Trent?
Just a big. We didn't see. We didn't see the big explosion. I like that.
Yeah. So we.
I like when we didn't even see the big thing coming in.
No, but there was an explosion on the thing, right? Yeah. And so after that, we did that for a second, and the guy actually jumped, right? All right. So they had that big explosion. Guy falls down. He chases after. He basically kills himself because he didn't want to get discovered.
No, he said what's happened meeting, he just runs away. And when he says
Obi-Wan says, "I need to investigate everyone," and then he runs away. Yes.
Yeah. Then he says, just want to talk with you. And he just falls down like pretty hard.
Yeah.
Why do you want to kill himself? That was
I think because he's the one that probably planted the bomb. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
So they go. There's this moon,
it's actually
Concordia, which is the one of the Mandalorian moons, and that they're going to meet. The Duchess is going to meet the Prime Minister Elimelech, I think is his name.
Yeah.
So he claims that he's investigating the Mandalorians, but he's actually the bad guy.
I know.
Right? You called it right away. He's like, he's the bad guy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Santine arrives, and Obi-Wan, they have this kind of banter, and they get they find out what does Obi-Wan find on that planet? They're actually manufacturing what? The helmets?
Yes, the helmets.
And what else?
Jetpacks.
Oh my gosh, they're like basically making all this Mandalorian armor, right? For this big invasion. So they get confronted, and what does Vizsla have? The thing that we wanted to study about. The Darksaber.
Yes, the Darksaber.
So the Darksaber was an ancient, unique black-bladed lightsaber created by Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian ever inducted into the Jedi Order prior BBY, so that's before Battle of Yavin, 1019. So 1,000 years ago, before Battle of Yavin, they had that. The weapon was kept in the Jedi Temple after Vizsla's passing, but members of the House Vizsla stole the saber in a conflict with the Jedi during the fall of the Old Republic. So the Darksaber was passed down generation to generation, and that's what Pre-Vizsla has in his hand when he's fighting Obi-Wan. It's got a cool... That was all from Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. But basically, what a cool sound, right?
Yeah, like...
What a cool sound. They fight, they tussle, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah, and so now we know that the Mandalore, and really Death Watch is still alive and well, and that they kind of get out of there. They both, Obi-Wan was captured, and Sabine saved him. Yeah.
No, wait, you forgot one part when the bomb comes. We saw a hologram of Death Watch's symbol.
That symbol. That was pretty cool, right? Yeah.
You forgot that part.
I did forget that part. So that was that one. That episode was cool. Episode 13 is called Voyage of Temptation, which aired on February 5th, 2010. Again, almost 10 years ago. Okay. So they are aboard. This one's kind of cool. They're aboard a ship, the Coronets. And Obi-Wan, that's right. Anakin came right at the end to help the Duchess say her case in the Republic, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened at the end. Obi-Wan and Anakin have a brief clone trooper situation. The clones are looking what in the cargo bay, and then what do they have on their side of the headlights or the on the side of their helmets? I gave it away. I already said it.
Lights.
What? Flashlights, right? And who had that too?
Captain,
What did the Mandalore have on when he went to the Mudhorn?
Oh, a flashlight.
Right, so it was like the same setup. The clone troopers had those cool little headlights.
Cody
We get
had
to see
two.
Captain Rex and Cody and Anakin and R2, and they're in the bowels of the Coronet, which the ship, I didn't put two and two together, looked very similar to Dryden's Voss ship in Solo, the movie, yeah? It's like this kind of...
No, maybe it's the same.
It could be. I don't know, but it was very similar, right?
Do you know, you forgot that, the spider droid.
That's what I was getting into. What about the spider droids?
He killed two people.
Well,
Killed
two clone troopers.
Yes.
What do you do? The one did a creepy thing with the clone trooper. What did he do?
He did something to him.
No, remember he did the almost like a puppet master. Like he's still dead, but he's like making him look like he was alive, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And then
No, what's happens when he kills them?
yeah, he was. Well, they just he sliced him or whatever. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, what happens when the spider droids died? The assassin droids died.
There's little babies.
Dude, this is creepy because we saw this on some nature show where the spider had all the little babies on the mama's back.
Yeah,
that was like this one. It was give me the heebie-jeebies.
No, it was in his head.
The little guys?
Yeah.
The little guys all came out of his back.
No, they come out of his head.
Okay, well, the one I saw, they all came out of his back, and they were like mini, little droids, right?
Yeah.
So they're having dinner. Some of the senators are having dinner. One gets away, or they all slice them up. Boom, 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 boom. But then Obi-Wan captures one, right? Yeah. And then he kind of puts two and two together, like somebody had to plant these assassin droids in the cargo. So they do a little investigation down there. There's more than one. They take care of that one, and then they have one left that's in the hallway or in the hall as they're eating, and then it finds out that there's a traitor. Yeah.
Kill him.
So this is pretty cool where they're at almost basically the Duchess gets sabotage. There's these what are those things that fly into the ship? You remember that? What show up? Who show up from those little things? Like these little spikes that go in the ship. Super battle droids.
Oh yeah, super battle droids.
So.
Oh, that was the coolest.
And what did Anakin do? Anakin just did what?
Just killed that guy.
Dude, he tore up those super battle droids, and now Obi-Wan is with Sabine and the traitor guy. Forget his name.
Sabine.
No, Satine. Yeah. Oh, it's so confusing.
Yes.
Why does Star Wars have to be so confusing?
No, it's not that confusing.
Okay, so they're with the Duchess, Obi-Wan, traitor, and what does Obi-Wan do?
He follows that guy.
Well, kinda, but he confesses his love for the Duchess. Yeah. He said, "I would leave the Jedi Order if you told me to." That's pretty deep. So they have a little thing going on, and Anakin shows up, and what did Anakin do?
Just kills him.
he just kills him. Yeah, because Obi-Wan didn't want to do it. The Duchess is trying to basically be more of a pacifist, and she didn't want to kill this guy, but she was in this is what you call a pickle.
Pickle.
A pickle.
Pickle.
A tight pickle. But Anakin comes, saves the day.
Yeah, he says
Now they get back onto.
He said hey, he was about to blow up the ship.
That's right. That's right. So they blow up they don't blow up the ship, and then they basically end up at Coruscant, and the Duchess is like, I don't know if I like this new look, because she touches Obi-Wan's beard and says it hides your handsome features. Ooh, Obi-Wan has a girlfriend. Yeah. Okay, the last one we watched is Duchess of Mandalore, February 12th, 2010, it first aired. This is again season 2, episode 14 on Disney Plus here. So the episode opens up with Count Dooku aboard a frigate discussing the final plans via hologram to Death Watch leader Vizsla. So he's trying to basically get a riot going on Mandalore, and that so Count Dooku and the Separatists can help them out. Yeah. Right? So basically this Death Watch is getting funded by the Separatists with Count Dooku. He's on Concordia at Death Watch hideout. His men are assembling a bunch of different stuff for the planetary invasion. Dooku basically says, hey, send Death Watch assassins to Coruscant to kill Duchess Satine. Right? Yeah. Okay, so now the new Mandalorian scout is hiding in the hills and spies out this operation going on. Ooh, boy, remember? and he reports that to found the Death Watch army, and then he claims that Death Watch will never have the strength required to conquer Mandalore. So right now what we got going on is that there's falsified records in the Senate that basically say they need Republic assistance, and that destroys all of what the Duchess is trying to do. And she's like, no, this can't be true. And she kind of goes into hiding, right? She kind of is in the lower streets of Coruscant. And then what happens next, man? What happens next? Okay. Well, the Mandalorian informant gives Duchess an actual recording that's unaltered and saying we don't need their help, right? And what happens? Sniper rifle. Pew. So this Death Watch guy takes out the informant, the Mandalore informant, and now the Duchess is on the run. Yeah. And then what happens?
She says, like there's robots coming, and
there's kind of they're cool. Okay, there's two cool things. There's cool robot cops. They're like Keystone Cop guys. Yeah. And then those clone troopers, those Coruscant with the big shield.
Oh yeah.
I was like, ooh, that looks cool. That would be cool.
After this, I'm looking up that.
That guy looked cool. I think they're Coruscant Guard clone troopers or whatever. And then there's actually blue clone troopers that are like royal guards, pretty much, or whatever. So, anyways, so we've got clone troopers, we got Keystone Cops chasing after Sabine. The Mandalore guy is still, the Mandalorian Death Watch guy is trying to still take out the Duchess.
Well,
and who shows up?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That you forgot when she says, I did not kill him.
Right, exactly. So he tries to help her out, and he basically takes the clip from her, and then Sabine technically turns herself in to the Senate, those Senate clone trooper guards, as Obi-Wan makes the slip. He goes into the Senate, gives it to Padme, and this basically says that they don't need their help, and now we pulled out the Republic. Oof. Yeah. A lot going on there. Yes. So we learned, basically, for the Darksaber, we learned, very nice. We learned that the Darksaber is a pretty cool lightsaber. So we got a couple more episodes in Clone Wars that we're going to chase before we go into Rebels, and we'll do that next week. But yeah, the Darksaber is currently held by Vizsla, who is also voiced by Jon Favreau, and Jon Favreau wrote all the Mandalorian. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So he's a pretty important guy. So he voiced this. This is when, again, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were in Skywalker Ranch at the same time. Jon was working on Iron Man. Dave was working on this, and so he got him to voice Vizsla, which is pretty cool. He also voiced Vizsla he was the big heavy guy that he voiced in Chapter 3, so that was pretty cool.
Wait, in the new Mandalorian?
Yes. Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Yeah, I love that heavy guy. He's so amazing.
So amazing. And which one did we rewatch? We watched
number 7?
No, we watched number 8 because we were watching when.
No, we actually watched number 7.
Oh, okay. We watched both of them.
No, we watched. Oh yeah, we watched.
We watched 8 because at the end we saw Moff Gideon come out with the Darksaber. Yeah. So yeah, we're still interested in finding out a little bit more, and we appreciate you listening along with us. But we're gonna do a little bit more investigation on the Darksaber. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. So. There you have it, guys. Okay, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Where can you find us, Trent? Do you remember? Where are we at?
On the socials.
On the socials. Where are we at?
Apple Podcasts. I don't know.
Instagram. It's Big Little. No, Big T Little. LILT. Podcast. That's on Instagram. And then Twitter is BLILT podcast on Twitter. We want to hear from you. So, yes, comment, tweet, rate us on
Apple Podcasts.
And you can email us at big T little T little T podcast at
gmail.com.
Man, see, we got this.
Yeah.
All right, so next week, episode 10, we are going to be exploring more of the Darksaber in the Clone Wars series.
Yes.
So tune in for that. Okay, let's see if we can get this last part right. Can you remember this? Now remember
of a wonderful child mind is.
That's pretty darn close. Truly wonderful. The mind of the child is. All right, here we go. May the force
Be with you
always. Bye.